Hey, what is up good people? My name is Sean and today we are going to be building a gadget deck for Master Rules, Normal and Rare Festival that is going on. I'm having a load of fun with this festival. It's been so much fun just to be able to play a new format, try and work out the ins and outs, and it's actually making me learn new things because I've been seeing a lot of cards that I don't normally see and I'm like, oh, maybe I should try that out. So today we are going to be doing a bit of gadgets, and so a quick background on who these gadgets are and what they do. So the gadgets are these cards here. I think they were used originally by Yugi in the anime, and they're little weak monsters that search each other out. When you normal summon or special summon one, they get the other. Green can fetch red, red can fetch yellow, and yellow can fetch green. This was a top tier deck at one point where you would out-resource your opponent because you just kept on getting more and more resources. They later on down the line got more additions to it. We got Silver Gadget and Gold Gadget, which work as really good extenders that can allow you to summon out more than one machine monster in a single turn. And then if they are destroyed by battle or card effect, they float and allow you to keep on searching out more gadgets. They are very easy to play archetype, and they're just really fun. Lots of monsters that keep on doing lots and lots of searching. So let's see how we can build them for Master Duel. This is my take on gadgets, and I think they do very well overall. So we're going to start off with the starters, cards that get your plays going, and for a gadget deck this is actually really quite easy and straightforward because your starters are the gadgets themselves. We're playing 9 copies of them, 3 green, 3 red, 3 yellow, and then I'm also playing some other cards that complement gadgets really well called Infinitracks, and they have a really good starter that's legal to play for normal or rare, which is called Heavy Forward. When this card is activated, you can add one Infinitrack monster from your deck to your hand. Now when you see the cards Infinitracks, you'll understand why we're playing this card a bit more, but this is a really good searcher. So overall we have 12 starter cards, and that puts us to about I think it's about an 85% chance of being able to open with at least one in our opening hand. So that's really good for a deck like this. The only thing you've got to keep in mind with gadgets is because they are very much being based on being able to be normal summoned in order to get their effects off, you've got a lot of cards that want to be normal summoned here, and so they will occasionally clog your hand, and that's sometimes just going to happen. This is what gadgets do. So you might end up with multiple copies in your hand and you can't actually use them all because you can't do more than one normal summon. But we're going to use our extenders in order to kind of help alleviate this problem so we can summon out multiple copies in one turn. So let's go off onto extenders. Extenders are cards like starters that continue your plays, help you with special summoning and setting up your board, and get you more resources. And the extenders that we're playing here are these cards here. So like I said, gadgets sometimes they do clog your hand. So having cards that can summon them out to the field is in more than one monster at a time is really helpful, and your silver and gold gadget do just that. When they are normal or special summoned, you can special summon one level 4 machine monster from your hand. What's great is that these two can proc each other, so you can do silver, summon gold, then gold, summon another gadget, and then you'll get all of those effects to go off as well. And again, these two are really good as floaters because if they're destroyed by battle or card effect, they will allow you to summon a gadget from your deck. So they're quite comfortable at being left on the field. You don't actually really have to use them as materials, say for a rank summon or an XE summon. So you can actually just leave them on the field because there is a lot of removal right now. Cards like Torrential Tribute that you can trade with and still not actually lose your board presence because of these cards' great effects. Now, like I said, we are playing Infinitracks, and Heavy Forward is what we're using to search them out. And the ones that I'm choosing to play are 3 copies of Anchor Drill and 1 copy of Tunneler. I'm going to start off with Tunneler first because it's really not that good, but I wanted more than 4 just 3 Anchor Drill to search out, and it's okay. You contribute 1 Earth Machine monster, that's going to be a gadget, to special summon this card from your hand in defense position. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 5 Earth Machine monsters in your graveyard and shuffle them into the deck to then draw 2 cards. So this card is a graveyard based version of Pot of Avarice that allows you to grind if you have to grind with this deck, and then keep on shuffling back in your gadget so you can keep on searching and keep on generating advantage. It's not that bad overall. But what is really nice with Infinitrack and Anchor Drill, this is the main card we really play. If this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon 1 Earth Machine monster from your hand in defense position. So you will be able to summon out one of your gadgets, and then that will proc their effect, and then you'll be able to do a search after summoning them to the field. Then you end up with 2 level 4s in the field that you can then use to go into a rank 4 summon. Alternatively speaking, you could also use the second effect of Anchor Drill, and that is you could target one other machine monster you control. The levels of both that monster and this card become the original levels of those 2 monsters until the end of this turn. With your gadgets, that means Anchor Drill and your gadget will become level 8, and with Tunneler and Anchor Drill, they will become level 9. So that will allow you to do a rank 9 summon or to do a rank 8 summon. And the main card we're going to be using is to do rank 8 summons, is to be using number 97 Draglubion. Now number 97 Draglubion is the kind of the I'm gonna say focal point of the extra deck for this build, because it's going to allow us to do plays which could take us into removal plays, but also protection plays as well. And so what Draglubion does is it says your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. You can attach one material from this card, take 2 dragon number monsters with different names from your extra deck and or graveyard, and special summon one of them and attach the other 2 as a material. However, for the rest of the turn, you cannot special summon other monsters or declare an attack except with that special summon monster. Now, what you're going to be using these for, I will tell you in just a moment, as there are a couple of other cards I need to factor in as well. We have also Speedroid Menko. Speedroid Menko is primarily used as a defensive card, and I'll talk about what its effect does in that section. But it is also an extender because it can special summon itself to the field, giving you an extra level 4 monster that you can use to do your rank 4 plays. And then there's also heavy armored trained Iron Wolf, who also has a floater effect where if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can search a level 4 machine monster from your deck to your hand. This can search out pretty much any machine monster in your deck, including your gadgets, including your Infinitracks, but also it can search out Menko, which is a protection play that you can then be used to protect your board from further damage or protect your life points. So let's go on to the next section and let's start talking about removal options for this deck. And removal is very, very important in the current NR Festival format, and so these are the options which I'm choosing to go for, which I count as removal. Free MSTs. MST is pretty much a staple. You want to play MST. There's a lot of strong back row cards, a lot of good field spell cards that you want to get rid of, and having free MST, frankly, to me, isn't enough. I really wish we had like a Heavy Storm or Harpy Feather Duster, but obviously those cards are not legal. And I might add more. I think it might be correct to actually have 6 forms of spell and trap removal, but more. It depends about being able to find space. If I was to add more spell and trap removal to this deck, I'm just gonna have a quick look as to what the options are, because you can't even use your extra deck as a toolbox to be able to destroy spell and trap cards, because there really aren't that many options that are normal or rare cards that can do that. So I'm just thinking what else you could use. You can't use Galaxy Cyclone, definitely won't be able to use Cosmic. Cosmic won't be allowed. I could probably think of a few just going off the top of my head of what are there. Cosmic's not going to be legal. What else would be a good card that can destroy cards on the field? Can't think of any right now, I'll wrap my brain as we're doing the video and see if I can think of one as we go along. There's things like Dust Tornado, I guess you could use if you want to use a trap card. That would be, that surely is going to be legal. Where's Dust Tornado? Yeah, Dust Tornadoes are rare, so you could play Dust Tornado, and I'm sure there's a couple other things like Twister that you can play. But having back row removal is very, very important for the format, especially because there's some really powerful trap cards like Torrential Tribute, Needle Sealing, Fogblade that are going around right now. So yeah, I might want to bump that up, but we'll see. I don't know where to fit it in. The other removal we have is Enemy Controller. This card works as protection and also removal, as you can tribute one monster to take one face-up monster your opponent controls, and then put it on your side of the field. Now, because you have the option to steal your opponent's monster, you don't really want your opponent to get that card back, and so I've put in a generic link monster such as Pentastag in order to be able to link it off with another monster so that your opponent doesn't get that card back. There are many other options you could use, but I felt Pentastag was the best one. One, because it's no, it's not even an insect monster. It's just generic. It just takes 2 effect monsters, so it was really easy to make. But it also can give a monster that is linked to piercing damage. So if you do set it up with one of your big monsters, they do also get piercing damage if they're linked to Pentastag. It is just one option. Anything else can really work. I guess you could use a Code Talker to affect monsters. Gets a bit of attack. It's not really that great. There's nothing else that really stands out to me as being like, wow, you've really got to play that card. Although if I am missing one and someone does see something here, do feel free to let me know and I will gladly make an adjustment here. Space Insulator, no, not really. Yeah, no, I can't. I think Pentastag's pretty good for enemy controller. Now, in terms of removal, your extra deck has a lot of removal options. We've got number 50, Black Ship of Corn, being able to send one monster on the field and then burn your opponent for 1,000 life points, as long as his attack is weaker than this card's attack. Then we have Malevolent Sin, number 70. Malevolent Sin has an ability to banish one monster your opponent controls until their next standby phase. This doesn't get rid of it forever, but if it does give you the option to be able to get rid of a threat, then swing, maybe do 2400 damage directly, that's still pretty good. It's not bad overall. But also what I like about number 70 is that it is a rank 4 insect monster, and that can be used to make Digital Bug Core Barge. Now, Digital Bug Core Barge has the effect where you can rank up summon it via using a rank 3 or rank 4 insect type monster, and then it gets its materials under this card. But then also you can attach one XE material from this card to target one defense position monster your opponent controls and shuffle it into the deck. That's the main reason why you use it. It also really works nicely with cards like Book of Moon, where if a battle position of a monster on the field is changed, you get to attach one insect type monster from your graveyard to this card as XE's material, so you can actually get back your Malevolent Sin and then equip it so you can do another shuffle during your turn. So it's a good option to have, I think, overall. It's also got 2200 attack, which isn't too bad overall either. We're going to be talking about Draglubion now, and Draglubion has the ability to technically be used as removal in the sense that when you have a dark rank 8 monster on the field, you can use that dark rank 8 monster to rank up summon into number 84 Pain Gainer. And the reason why you will do this is because Pain Gainer has a good effect. It gets 200 attack, equal to the combined ranks of all XE monsters on the field. So just him on its own will be 2200, but if you have another XE monster on the field, it gets even stronger. And also, while this card has a material, and anytime your opponent activates a spell or trap card, you get to burn them for 600 damage. Plus, once per turn, you can attach one XE material from this card to destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls with defense less than or equal to this card. This is really good, great mass removal effect, but it gets even better. You can then use number 84 to rank up into number 77, which takes one rank 10 or 11 dark XE material, and number 84 is a rank 11. And this is a 4000 attack beta that you can summon by using just one Infinitrack monster and any level 4 machine monster. And if you summon this via this way, its effect doesn't activate, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, just reading through the card. No, that's something else I'm thinking about. Is it this? I'm thinking about, yes, that's right. So when you summon number 77, if it's summoned this way, you cannot use the following effects this turn. But it does have a good effect where once per turn you can detach 2 XE materials from this card to banish as many special summon monsters your opponent controls as possible, and then attach one of those banished monsters as an XE material. Also, it has protection. If this card will be on the field, will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can attach a material from this card instead. Very durable, very powerful, and has a lot of attack, so we can do a lot of damage. This is a card I like to go into when there's a big monster on the board that I can't really deal with, and I'm not able to use my other forms of removal to get rid of it. So number 77 is really nice. We're now going to move on into the protection section, talking about the way you can protect your board and protect your monsters from your opponent's threats. And so we've got a couple of cards here. First of all, we've got 3 copies of Menko. If your opponent does a direct attack, you can special summon this monster in attack position and change all face-up monsters they control to defense position. It's really good. Like I said, it also works as an extender, and a lot of monsters have weak defenses, so you can then run them over with your gadget in all your Infinitrack monsters, and then defeat them in battle before you even go into a rank summon. So it's a really good card to use. And it's also searchable thanks to the Heavy Train Iron Wolf card. A Book of Moon can be kind of removal, can be kind of protection. Very flexible card. I think Draglubion as a combo is the most defining card combo for this format. I think a lot of decks are going to be asking themselves, can they beat this combo? So let me come back to these cards and tell you what the threat combo is that is presented by number 97. So as explained before, number 97 is an extender that can summon, take 2 dragon number monsters with different names from your extra deck and use one as a material and then summon the other one. Ideally what you do this with is you go and grab number 92 Heart Earth Dragon, and then you summon this card to the field and use a copy of number 46 Draglubion as a material, although Draglubion does have an effect that can be relevant in one situation as well when you're against other dragon decks. Now number 92, why it's such a good card and why it's so impactful is this is a card with 0 attack that cannot be destroyed by battle, and your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from attacks involving this card. Then during your opponent's end phase, you can attach 1 XE material from this card, banish all cards or your opponent currently controls that were normal or special summoned or were set this turn. This is a very threatening thing to do on turn 1, where you can go into your Draglubion combo, summon out Heart Earth Dragon, sorry, I'm saying that funny. And then your opponent has to get rid of this card essentially. If they don't get rid of it, any cards they set, any cards they normal summon, any cards they special summon that are still on the field during the end phase will be banished thanks to this card. And then this card gets even worse, where if this card is destroyed while it has Xyz materials, you can special summon this card from the graveyard, and if you summon this card this way, it gets 1000 attack for every card currently banished. And yeah, it's just a very annoying card to deal with, very powerful on turn 1, and it's what makes this deck want to go first, even though it doesn't have to. So you go first, you set this up, put some traps on the field, put some protection, and then your opponent has to deal with it, and if they don't, you're going to get rid of a whole load of their cards, or what's more likely to happen is that they won't summon cards and they won't set cards because they know you're going to banish it, and then you could put pressure on them by using your multiple gadgets to keep on summoning more monsters to the field to put some real big damage on the board. Now Draglubion also has one relevant effect, and that is once per turn, if you control no other monsters, it's not really going to happen, to be honest with you, but if you find yourself in a situation where this is the only monster you have on the field, you can technically take 1 dragon monster your opponent controls, but you're not really going to get to use that. So that is the main threat, and so a lot of my protection cards and removal cards are designed to be able to answer the Draglubion combo situation. And so we've got Book of Moon that can turn Heart Earth Dragon face down. We've got Enemy Controller that can technically steal it. We've got Forbidden Chalice that can just outright negate it, and then you have to deal with it before the end of the turn. And then we've got things that also like Torrential Tribute, because I think Torrential Tribute is just the best mass removal card that you can use as a trap card. There's also Needle Sealing, which I've seen people play, although Needle Sealing is a little bit more restrictive. But Needle Sealing is pretty good. When there are 4 or more monsters on the field, destroy all face-up monsters. It's quite flexible, but then you also have to have 4 or more monsters on the field, so there's often a chance you will destroy your own monster. But otherwise, I think this is a really good lineup for your protection board. Could be a bit better. Isn't completely perfect, but I think it's a good round-out example of what the current threats are out there. And a lot of these cards trade really well. There's a lot of XE based decks, so flipping them face down is great with Book of Moon. There's a lot of cards that activate when summoned, so Forbidden Chalice is really nice on that. The only thing that these cards are really bad against is Magispectors. Magispectors, which aren't the most popular deck, but I think they're very powerful and should be respected. They have abilities where you cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects, and so they can be really annoying to deal with. And so if you ever see like Metal Foes with Magispectors, they're very annoying, and these target effects won't work on them. So yeah, it's not perfect, but we're going to work with what we can because, hey, that's the festival. It's normal and rare only, so it is what it is. We're going to move on to the next section now. We're going to look at win conditions, and we've talked about these cards already, but just to go over them again, your Draglubion combo is one of your main win conditions. It can summon out Pain Gainer, it can summon out number 77, big boy attack monsters. You can summon out your the Heart Earth Dragon in order to put pressure on your opponent, and then you've got things also like number 82, which can funnily enough be summoned with Draglubion, although you probably never would do that. It takes 2 level 4 monsters, 2000 attack, and you can attach a material to let this card attack directly, but then your other monsters cannot attack. It also protects itself, so if you have heavy forward on the board While you do that, your opponent cannot target this card for attacks, so it puts pressure on them to get rid of this card because you have a monster that can do 2000 damage direct every single turn, so it's pretty nice. And then you've got also Heavy Armor Train Iron Wolf, which does the same thing, but only works for 2 level 4 machine monsters that can also attack your opponent directly and floats. I like both of them. I like being able to use number 82 as a generic example, but then also Heavy Armor as well. You don't maybe need both of them, but being able to attack directly for over 2000, at least 2000 damage is pretty nice, and can help in a lot of situations. And so that is the build overall. So we're going to go back to the main profile, and we're going to go over what the cards are and highlight them. And so here is the build, and let's call out what the cards are. Being 3 copies of green, 3 red, 3 yellow, 3 Menko, 3 silver, and 3 gold, 3 Anchor Drill, and 1 Infinitrack Tunneler. For spells, we're playing 3 Heavy Forward, 3 Mystical Space Typhoon, 3 Book of Moon, 3 Enemy Controller, 3 Forbidden Chalice, and 3 Torrential Tribute. For the extra deck, we're playing 1 number 50, 1 number 82, 1 Super Quanto Mech Beast Ouroboros. I didn't talk about this before. This is a machine monster which can turn a monster face down, like a Book of Moon effect. I don't really use it that much, to be honest with you. I really don't. The only reason why I like this card is because you could use Heavy Forward to attach it as a material. But it's not really that good in my opinion, but it's okay. There's not a lot of options you can really do for the extra deck. You might want to take it out and maybe do an extra number 70. We have Heavy Armor Train Iron Wolf. We have number 70. We have Digital Bugcore Barge. Double number 46. Double 97 and double number 92. Then we have 1 number 84, 1 number 77, and any link monster that's generic that you want to throw in. I've chosen Pentastag. And so that is the build overall. We are now going to wrap up this video by looking at how this deck works in action. So let's bear with me just as we go off into loading up the replay. And yeah, this deck has been really fun. I've really enjoyed playing this. And so here is a replay of myself playing it. Just gonna turn off the music there, and then gonna put up on the video game, and there we go. So here's my opening hand. This opening hand is not good. This is what we're talking about with gadgets bricking, but hey, it happens sometimes. So we've got Silver Gadget here, and Silver Gadget with normal summon is going to be able to summon out another gadget. And so obviously we're going to go for a copy of yellow, and then yellow will trigger and search out. Now, when you have 2 level 4s on the board, there aren't really too many good opening plays with just these 2. Normally you would do something like Giant Hand, or maybe Trap Trick with Felsia would be good. But with what we have available to us in the festival, there aren't really too many good going first options for that. So what I chose to do here, I'm going to speak it forward because I was actually thinking for a bit here, is I actually summoned out my Heavy Armor Train Iron Wolf, because at least if it gets taken off the field, it will float, and then I can go and search out my Infinitrack Anchor Drill, and then go off into my Draglubion combo if my opponent gets rid of this card. So that's basically what I did. 2200 monster beater, but I could have also left Silver Gadget on the field. Silver Gadget floats as well, and he could have searched out monsters too. And so yeah, it is what it is. And so my opponent here has Mikion. Mikion, I might turn down the music volume 1 second, just turning down the video game volume. Mikion, annoying card, can half your life points. I don't understand what this is personally. I've seen a lot of people do this where they play Cybernetic Fusion to half their life points. Is that because they want to use Ring of Destruction or something? I don't know what the combo is there, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be cheap, and I don't really want to deal with it. Mikion is a really annoying card to deal with because, yeah, as you just saw, when he attacks, he halves your life points, so very frustrating card. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to actually detach, and we're going to use Heavy Armor Train Iron Wolf's effect to allow it to attack directly this turn. And so we're going to go to battle phase. Now normally Mikion protects the opponent because it takes no damage and it cannot be destroyed by battle. And I think it can also not be destroyed by card effects as well, so it will protect the opponent. But thanks to Iron Wolf and also Heartland Draco, you can attack past your opponent's monsters and do damage to them directly. And so then we go and set Torrential Tribute, and then we're going to pass turn to our opponent. And then actually, no, I'm going to go for more advantage. I'm going to keep on searching. Although there's nothing I really want to go into as a rank 4 summon right now, just being able to make our deck smaller and thin out our options is really, really good, because then we can get to key cards sooner. So if my Iron Wolf doesn't float, hopefully I can get to a heavy forward or an Infinitrack Anchor Drill, so I can access my win condition as soon as possible, as my opponent only has 1800 life points left. So we do Silver Gadget, go to green. When you are doing your gadgets, you've really got to keep count of how many gadgets are in your graveyard and what colors are in your graveyard, and so you can keep on looping your cards. What you don't want to end up with is having, say, searched out too many greens, and therefore you can't keep on doing your searches because you've already searched out all your greens from your, I think, yellow searches out green. I do get mixed up sometimes. It might be red. I apologize if I got that wrong. I'm pretty sure green searches red, red searches yellow, yellow searches green. Although I wish it was the traffic light system. I wish it was like green into yellow, yellow into red. If it is that, then I apologize. It might be that, but that would be a good way to remember it if that was the case. So we done more searching, and then we pass it to our opponent, and then my opponent summons that Performer Power Hip Hippo. We go Hip Hippo, and this is going to allow him to do an extra tribute summon. And wasn't really sure about this one or why they're doing this. I think there's probably some kind of combo that works really well for this. What I will say is, after grinding out this festival, because I'm having so much fun with it, it's been really, really enjoyable to play this festival, because I'm learning a new format. I'm having to like, oh, this is, yeah, we could do this, but we can't do that. And, Brain Control. Brain Control is pretty good as a legal card. I should play that in a deck that likes tribute summoning. What was I thinking? Yeah, and so I'm actually going to have to redo my True Draco build, because there's a lot of cards that I wasn't really aware of or that weren't on my radar that I've seen other people playing in their True Draco builds, and I'm like, ooh, I actually want to try that out. That's the beautiful thing about this format. Anyway, my opponent used Brain Control, got rid of one of my gadgets, and then got rid of my Iron Wolf. And so Iron Wolf is going to float, so we're going to go and get Anchor Drill. And then Anchor Drill is going to basically put damage on the board. But end phase here, we're going to get back our Brain Control taken cards. So we're going to get back our Silver Gadget. And to be honest with you, I would love to go for Draglubion right now, but there's no real reason to overextend and do so, especially because their face down card might be a Torrential Tribute. Anytime their opponent's a face down card, you've got to kind of like play around Torrential Tribute and hope that you don't get nuked. So I'm going to go for Silver Gadget instead, because they float instead of doing Infinitrack Anchor Drill. So I'm going to go for Silver Gadget, and then I'm going to summon out Yellow. Yellow is going to get green. Oh, so yes, it is Yellow into green, green into red, red into Yellow. So it is a traffic light system, just reverse traffic lights. Okay, that's possible. Reverse traffic lights, I've got to remember that. And then, so we can search out green, and then I'm just going to wrap this up by summoning out one monster here. We could do Heartland Draco to attack directly. Definitely could do that. We could just summon a monster to swing over Hippo. But why even do that? We have a card that can just win the game for us right now. And we're going to summon out number 50, Black Ship of Corn. And then use our 2 level 4s in to do that. And then once we summon that to the field, we're going to... Oops, I didn't mean to pause there. I'll just fast forward a bit. Where were we? We're going to use Black Ship of Corn, target his Hippo. Hippo's going to go to the graveyard. And it's going to burn him also for 1,000 life points. Exactly what we needed to win this game. And so that is Gadgets, guys. Gadgets, really, really fun. Very, very competitive build for this format. Having a lot of fun playing it, so feel free to give it a try. And hopefully you guys have been enjoying it too. What have your experiences been with the normal rare festival so far? Have you been enjoying it as much as I have? And what decks have you been playing? We'd love to hear it down in the comments down below. Thank you as always for watching. I will see you soon. Take care.